Hi, my name is Rick Willison, and I wanted to kind of go over with you what the materials are for an X-Treme Team gospel brake. We'll just start out real easy. If you'll just look on the floor here, you can see the stage is covered with plywood. It's actually 7/16 OSB. On a stage this size, we have about 20 sheets, and you can see that it's got duct tape seams. We do that as we do fire brakes and stuff and other things. It doesn't get between it or underneath it, and it just secures the stage. Okay, then well, let's just look at some of the stuff we have. In my hand is the 1/2-inch rebar. This is 5 feet long, so it's 1/2-inch rebar, 5 foot long. And what we do is we'll end up covered in duct tape. You don't have to worry about that, but do get your rolls of duct tape that are on the material list so that we can cover it. That's part of the uses of duct tape, as well as the seams. Then we look at the boards. You saw in there that you have a number of boards that you need to get. This is the 1-inch by 12-inch by 12-inch pine board. And we get just knotty pine. Just make sure there's not cracks or anything in it. And these are the boards that we'll use to brake not only at school assemblies, but at the program at night. So this is what it is. It's pine board, 1 inch thick, 12 inches wide, and then cut them at about 12 inches, and that will be great, okay? Coleman fuel is pretty easy to tell. It's just a gallon of Coleman fuel like this. You get one or whatever your material list calls for, but it's just Coleman fuel, okay? Make sure you have that. Along with the Coleman fuel, on your list is a lighter. These lighters work really well. It's a barbecue lighter, and it's pretty easy to operate if they work. Of course, when you're on, there you go. And then we'll be able to light what we're going to do. So make sure we have a couple of these when we talk about lighters. Now in the fire brake, we talk about having CO2 fire extinguishers. A lot of the CO2 fire extinguishers are in gray tanks. These happen to be in red tanks, but make sure they're CO2 and not powder. CO2 usually has the bigger opening like this, okay, and it looks like this. So there's no powder involved, and we're able to control and put the fire out very quickly after we do the brake. So make sure that you get the number of fire extinguishers that's on your list, on your material list, and you can get those from your local fire department or a place that sells oxygen, acetylene, that. And normally, in about 99% of the cases, they will loan these to you, and at the very worst scenario, they'll ask you to pay for the recharge, but most of the time they don't. It's free to use. Then we have phone books. If you have on your list to get phone books come in a variety of sizes. Ideally, they need to be about this thick. That's about 2 inches thick to maybe 3 inches thick. Don't worry though if you don't have those. Get the smaller ones, and we'll do like we did with these, where we duct tape them together so we make a thicker phone book. If you can, if you're in a smaller town, your phone books are real thin or small, make sure you let me know, because a lot of times we can bring phone books, okay? This is just an example of phone books, and this will be on your material list, so make sure you get the right size phone books. And we can talk about that. If you have a question, call and ask me. We also, the big thing I want to make sure you get are the bricks we break. These are the scallop bricks, the decorative edging scallops. Now notice they're about 6 inches tall, and they have the humps on top, okay? This one happens to have 5 humps. A lot of them will have 6 humps. They're 24 inches long. That's the big thing to remember. Kind of let Eldon get a good shot of all this. But they're 24 inches long, and that's the size we break, okay? We can do the 16-inch ones, but we prefer the 24-inch. And they're about 6 inches tall. They're 24 inches wide from side to side, and they're about 2 inches thick, like that. You can see the thickness on there. And again, they can have 5 humps or 6 humps, or if you want to get them made up, they don't have to have humps at all on them. But these are the garden edging scallops, and these are what we need. This is what we're talking about, and this is what they look like. This is what we actually break. As far as the cinder blocks go, just a normal concrete or cinder block, it's 8 inches this way, 8 inches this way, and 16 inches tall. And that's what we'll use, are just normal concrete blocks. Those are what we're talking about. Okay? When we talk about cans of pop, people say, well, why is there Diet 7-Up? Or, you know, is that what the guys drink? That's not what we drink. We need the cans of pop. Diet 7-Up's great. The reason we get Diet and 7-Up is because it's a clear pop and it's sugar-free. It's not to keep our waistline thin. It's because we squeeze these until they explode. And if any were to get on carpet or people or pews or anything, it's non-sticky and it's clear. So it just kind of dries and goes away. You'll never know it's there. So make sure you get the Diet Clear 7-Up. And then finally, the last thing I want you guys to get on this material list as you're looking, if it's on your material list, make sure you get it. It's just the scaffolding. Now, scaffolding comes in a variety of sizes. We can use a lot of different sizes. Ideally, the scaffolding is 5 foot tall. It has cross members just like this. This is about 6 feet wide. And it has these planks on it that you just stick on there that look like this. They can be metal or they can be wood. But that we want to cover the entire top of the scaffold with the plank. In this situation right now where we have it built up, we only have it 5 foot high. We look on your list because a lot of times we're going to have it twice this high and then this high and then twice this high again. So make sure you get the right scaffolding, the right pieces, make sure everything connects, that the crossbars are the same size, everything like that. That pretty well will wrap it up for what our material list is. If you have any questions, please call me or you can email me at tjmi@radicallysaved.com. We want to make sure your materials are right, so as your materials captain works on this stuff, if he has any questions, please just have him get a hold of me. And remember, the plywood that's on the floor, or the OSB, which OSB works really well, and the concrete blocks, those will be returned at the end of our time with you for a full refund amount. A few concrete blocks will break, but for the most part, all of them will be returned. So you're just borrowing those to cover the floor, and so we can set up our bricks and have something to stand on. All the scallop bricks will be broken, the pop cans exploded, the boards will be broken, the steel will be bent, all that will be gone. But if you have any questions, and we're kind of hoping, we'll take your suggestions, but we're kind of hoping that this material list on video will help you out. We want to make sure your event goes very smoothly, very well, so that many people can come to the Lord. God bless you guys. Give me a call if you need anything.